Hello, everyone. So today I wanted to dive a bit deeper into how can we intentionally create our future instead of repeating the same old patterns from the past. And so the reason is that we repeat the same old patterns from the past, and it can feel like we are on Groundhog Day. Like you might reach a certain level and then you feel like I just can't bust past this level, or you recreate the same patterns in your relationships with others, or perhaps it's in your career or with your horses. It's the same thing. And what it is that we are running from this programming that is having control of our thoughts, feelings, and actions. And most of the time, we try to change by using our willpower alone. And instead of getting to the root cause of why we're behaving and in a certain way that keeps recreating the same results, we just think I've just got to change the behavior instead of looking at the root cause and changing it from there. And we can really feel like failures when we're just trying to use our willpower. Like, for example, if you say, like, I'm going to start going to the gym every day and working out, or I'm going to start playing with my horse every single day instead of like leaving it to the last thing and not prioritizing like my, what I love and my passions. And so we can say, like, right, I'm going to change it. And you just focus on changing the behavior. And it's equivalent to weeding your garden and chopping off the top of a weed and not pulling out the root. And then we get frustrated at ourselves that the old habits have grown back. So that weed had just grew straight back. And then we beat ourselves up. And it's this vicious cycle. So, what would change for you if you knew that these behaviors were simply beliefs and subconscious programming that's going on in your mind, and you can change that? How different would you feel if you knew, oh my God, like it's not that there's something fundamentally wrong with me and I can't, break through to this next level that I'm going for, or it's not that I can't overcome these fears or this anxiety, or it's not that, I'm just, like I don't have like I don't have the drive and determination to have do what it takes to like reach these goals. It's not that there's something wrong with you. It's that we have this programming that is causing these certain results, and it's just like a snapshot showing you of what your previous thoughts and feelings and actions were. And we can change those. And once we change those, we completely change the results. And instead of feeling like we have to force them and push for them, when we have our subconscious minds working with us, it feels like we can't help but take this action because all our thoughts, feelings, and actions are in alignment with the goal. And it's just like you feel fired up and you want to do it, and everything starts to change. And so, the last video we talked about getting clear on what you want, and I used the example of our dream home. And so I wanted to make it clear, like, this is not about accumulating things and, it's just about getting things or getting stuff. It's about the growth and what it takes, like who you become in the process, when you reach that goal. And so for me, like with the house, it took a lot of reprogramming my subconscious beliefs and everything that said, like, I'm not worthy of this, like, I can't have this, like, it's not available for me. It took a lot of like that rewiring. And so and that was the real gift, like it, and it is amazing to live here, and I'm so grateful. And it's the growth, it like that's like where all the freedom is, because you realize like, Oh my goodness, like no matter like if something happened and this got taken away, like it can't take away my knowing of our power to recreate and rebuild, and like everything comes from within. Like we're not a victim to our circumstances. If something happened where this was taken away, I could recreate, I could go after another goal and rebuild. And that feels like freedom to me. And so it's like with trees, how they're always growing and reaching for more. Like you'd never say, oh, well, that tree should just be grateful for where it is now and it shouldn't want to keep growing. But a lot of us have been programmed to think that like it's selfish to want more and desire more, and like we're taking away from someone else. And it's really not the case. Like when we grow, others benefit as well, and they see us like reaching these goals, and we can inspire others and show others like it's possible for them as well. And so that's another powerful part of this. And so when you're looking at what do I want, it's also like with your healing, like what do you want? If it's like healing emotionally, mentally, or physically, really tapping into what is it that you want if you knew you wouldn't be judged by anybody else. And another really powerful question to ask is, if I had a magic wand, what would I desire? Like, if I had a magic wand, what do I choose from here? And so a lot of clients come into RTT sessions, which is rapid transformational therapy. And if you don't know, I'm an RTT practitioner. So when clients come in for an RTT session, a lot of people in the beginning, they're just focused on what they want to get rid of, and they're not focused on what they want. And this is a massive turning point from the beginning, because when we focus on what we want and like our whole mind, body, and psyche moves towards that. And a lot of times clients come in, they're first saying, like, I just want to get rid of the anxiety. I just want to get rid of the fear. I just want to get rid of the insomnia. I just want to stop procrastinating. I just want to stop this feeling of feeling like I'm stuck. And so the first step that we look at is, okay, like we're really clear on what you don't want, and that's really good. And we can look at the triggers and like what's causing, like looking at what's like at the last time perhaps you were triggered with anger or frustration, but then flipping that to, okay, like once this is healed, what's on the other side of that? So instead of like, well, I'm no longer feeling anxiety, what are you feeling? If it's not anxiety, like, is it this just complete feeling of like peace coming, like exuding from your pores? Is it like when you're with your horse and something happens that would have triggered you in the past? What's different now? Like when that's completely gone, like, are you responding with lightness? Are you responding with a deep inner confidence? Are you feeling joy even in knowing like that any challenge is just helping you grow to reach your goal? So it's like no matter what's going on, like in the outer world, you have just this sense of like complete feeling of freedom with your inner world, because you're not just reacting to external circumstances. You have this inner peace and the ability to change your perspective at any given moment. And so, what does life look like from there? Like, and get like really excited about it, because this is how you rewire your subconscious mind. Like the imagination attached with the feeling behind it is what changes things. And usually we're using our imagination against us. So we're using our imagination thinking like, what could go wrong? Like with our horses, perhaps going to a clinic, and we're thinking, oh, like, what if like everyone thinks like I'm I haven't progressed enough and I feel like my instructor might be judging me, or like previously I've been feeling like I just want to hide in the shadows. But what happens when that's all gone? Like, how do you show up to clinics? Are you like really excited to learn? Um, how do you feel when you actually get called upon to like do an exercise in front of people? Are you like, oh my goodness, yes, this is my chance to get coaching? And whereas before in the past, you might have been like, oh, I feel really uncomfortable doing things in front of other people because I'm worried about what they think. And this is all thoughts that I have definitely had in the past. And it was doing this work that really helped me to reprogram the mind. And of course, in the Healed Horseman's Journey program, we go super deep into this and we do all the healing work with the RTT sessions. But I want you to know that you can start right now. And a big part of it is getting really clear on what you want. And we say, like, if you had a magic wand, what do you want? What does it look like? What does it feel like? Because you're getting out of your logical mind, because your logical mind will tell you, well, I'm just going to think of what I could possibly accomplish according to what I've done in the past. But remember, what you've done in the past has no bearing on what you can create in the future, because what you've done in the past is all based on your old thoughts and feelings and beliefs. And if they can be changed, it means that there's no limit to what you are capable of. Because once you change those thoughts and feelings and emotions, like for example, like the person who feels like they're not good enough and like they're failing and they're dreading going to the next clinic, like what are the actions? Well, perhaps you might even stop going to clinics, or you go to the clinic and instead of like being able to absorb all the information and like really learn and be there and be like, you know what, I've paid money to learn and be here. Instead, you're like, oh, I'm feeling embarrassed about where we're at. I'm not wanting to ask so many questions, or I'm just wanting to hide in the shadows, and you're not getting everything that you possibly could out of it. But the main thing is how do you feel? Like, how do you want to feel in the journey? Like, when you are on the journey to creating the goals with your horses, like, how do you want to feel? Because once you know, like, it's definitely possible, like, it's happening, and you're moving towards it, it doesn't matter so much like if things go perfectly at the clinic or they don't, because you know either way, like you're coming up against challenges, you know, okay, this is just coming up for me so that I can still keep moving towards that goal. Or you're like, we've made huge leaps and bounds in this clinic and it's been incredible. Like either way, you're really soaking up and enjoying the journey and being that leader that you want to be for your horse. And so that's the next step, getting super clear on what you want. If it's like physical healing, that's the same thing. Like, where will you be when you feel physically fit? And what will you be doing with your horse? Because as I shared in a previous post, you can go back in this group, but you'll see there's a post about how our emotionally, if we don't deal to like if we don't tend to the emotions that are coming up, they can often manifest as physical illnesses. And so we can also do so much more healing than what we realize by getting to the root cause of what's going on with our emotions. And so what does it look like? And when I'm feeling physically fit and I'm riding my horse and I'm feeling strong and able, what am I doing? Am I going on adventures to the beach? Am I doing competitions? Am I going on camping adventures? Like, what is it for you? What really excites and lights you up and excites your imagination? And allow yourself to go there, because whatever you're experiencing right now, it is possible to move through. And once you get to the root cause and you do the healing work, you can absolutely achieve anything that you want to achieve. So it gets to be really exciting and it gets to be this really feeling of inner freedom. So that's the next step. If you had a magic wand, what do you want? What does it look like? And instead of thinking about what I don't want, I like if you find yourself saying, well, I just want to get rid of, like flip it. What does it look like when that thing's gone? I am. I am taking my horse on adventures. Like, I'm going to clinics, I'm having the time of my life, I'm entering competitions, I'm doing things that I always wanted to do. My passion is through the roof. What is it? I have that dream relationship. I'm playing at liberty with my horse. I'm riding reinless. You know, it's really allowing yourself to go there, and it does take courage, but this is the way to rewire your subconscious mind is by allowing yourself to imagine, but instead of the worst case scenario, it's like you're flipping it to the like, if anything is truly possible, if I did have a magic wand, what do I want? And then getting emotionally involved with that. Most of the time we're getting emotionally involved in picturing like the worst case scenario, like things go wrong, my horse freaks out, you're getting emotionally involved with that, you're feeling the anxiety in your body, and with not intentionally, but that's what you'll start to move towards. And we see that happen by us like repeating the same patterns over and over again. But this is how you can change those patterns. That's Steve. Barking. My husband's coming back with coffee. So that's where we'll end it today. I hope this has helped, and you can always reach out and ask questions. I'm here to support you. If you're ready to do the deep work that's in the Healed Horseman's Journey program, I'd love to have you inside. It includes two powerful RTT sessions where we get really clear on the root, like what's going on, what's holding you back, and rewiring your subconscious mind.